a sense of community when you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. Well, today's guest is a father, a husband, a runner, a grip, a veteran, a law graduate, and a builder of Adirondack Chairs. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Williams. Welcome, Matt.
Hi, good morning.
That's a lot of things happening there.
Yeah, I'm kind of busy.
Yeah, well, I won't take up too much of your time then. First of all, I want to talk about, okay, let's start at the beginning there. You're a father, obviously. I see
Yeah.
on your Facebook profile, looks like you have a daughter.
I have 3 daughters.
3 daughters. Okay, very
Yeah.
nice. Good. And obviously you have a wife.
That's right, yeah.
So when did you get married? How long you been married?
Well, this is my second marriage. We got married 10 years ago. We're just coming up to our 10th wedding anniversary, so we got married in August 2013.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And now also you're a runner?
Yeah, I like to run. It's kind of always been a part of my life. There was a period where it wasn't, but basically I started running because I'm a veteran, so in the army we all had to run, and then when I left the army I didn't run. I didn't realize what I was missing, and then I got back into it for health benefit, but primarily for what I thought would be physical health benefits.
Yeah.
But what I discovered that the mental health benefits are far more significant than the physical health benefits.
Right. Okay. Now, I don't know anything about a grip. What does a grip do?
Right. So I work in the film industry, and the grips are primarily responsible for camera movement and camera support,
Right.
lighting and lighting refinement, and rigging. So we build a lot of the big structures, the huge green screens, and the grids in the studios that everything hangs off of, things like the lights and so on. So we're like the on-set engineers of the film industry.
So when did you get involved in doing that?
I got involved by accident 7 years ago, and it's something that I really enjoy. I really enjoy my colleagues. I really enjoy the creative environment, and it's a lot of fun. It's very interesting. It takes me to a lot of places.
I bet, yeah. So
Yeah.
tell me about some of the places you've been to.
I mean, not geographically, it's all in and around Vancouver, but it takes you onto downtown rooftops. It takes you into government buildings. It takes you into schools or places that you typically just wouldn't go to in your everyday life. Forests, I love being out in the forest at night. It takes you to places like that.
So are you like a freelance or you get work for a specific?
It's a gig economy, so there's different ways that people do it. Typically, I'll work for one show at a time from the beginning to the end, which can be from sort of 2 months to 8 months, and then you move on to another show. Some people just work day here, day there, and so on, because the film crew changes in size depending on the needs of the day. So sometimes you have extra people and sometimes you don't have as many people. So it's very much in the gig economy, but I do it all through my union, which is IATSE Local 891, and I'm very committed to that.
Right. Have you ever thought about being on the other side, like being an actor?
It's not for me, and I know that. I know myself well enough not to want to do that. I'm happy where I am.
So no, I know when you're working, you don't really get to meet necessarily the performers always, right?
No, I mean you can do, especially if you're on a show for a period of time, like 8 months or so, then you will see the cast generally, and you'll get to know each other somewhat. But it's definitely a professional relationship, even though it can be somewhat friendly. You might get to have some short conversations that involve small talk, and you'll get to know a little bit about each other's families and interests and so on. But it's definitely like you would never go and ask them for an autograph or something like that, because it's professional.
Yeah, you're on the work. You're working. You're not.
Yeah, it's work.
That moment, right? Yeah, because I talked to somebody who's a props master, and he said the same thing. I mean, he has to work a lot of time directly with the actors, but at the same time, it has to be real professional, right?
Yes.
In order to keep your good name or your.
Of course, and they don't want the kind of distraction and so on. They're there to do a job, and we're there to do a job.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would think it would be a very interesting job. I mean, I've done some acting. student films, so you get to
Right.
see what's going on around you, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not like big productions or anything
Yeah.
because their budgets are limited. But it was fun. I
Yeah,
like,
it is fun.
yeah, I like to watch what everybody's doing because one of them we had where you had your camera on like these rolling around on these
Yeah,
tracks.
yeah. Yeah, that's us. That's the grips.
Okay, that was kind of
Yeah.
fun. You know, it looked like
Yeah.
a good job.
Yeah, it is fun.
Now, okay, so now you're doing or probably at the same time, I would suppose, right? Adirondack chairs, right?
Yeah, I do that. Some years back, I'm thinking about 2009, I just decided I wanted some Adirondack chairs. Um, so I bought some plans and I made some templates, and then I made two chairs originally, and I had to figure it all out by myself because I don't. I mean, I'm a good problem solver, and I have a basic understanding of engineering and so on. Um, but I just made them myself. The only power tool I had was a jigsaw, so everything else, a jigsaw and a drill, everything else was done by hand,
Mm,
handsaw, and so on. And then over the years, I've progressed. I bought more and more tools. I got a table saw and I got a top saw, so I can make them more accurately and better. And I just like them because they're such great chairs to sit in on a summer evening or any time of day. To be honest, they recline slightly and they're comfortable, and I just really enjoy them. And I enjoy the creativity of making them.
right. Are they the ones where you're kind of leaning back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like with a flat surface.
Yeah, and they have like a nice curve to them, so they're contoured, and they have these great big wide arms that are almost like a side table. The arm is like 8 inches across.
Right. So where do you sell them? Are they by
Well,
order?
I haven't sold many. I've made a lot that we have in our yard, like we have
Mhm.
a little backyard seating area, and I've made some for friends that I've given to them as a gift, and I have sold some through Facebook Marketplace and so on. The difficulty with selling them is that nobody really wants to pay what it takes to make them, or
Yeah.
they can find it. Also you're competing with Walmart, although Walmart's chair is not nearly as nice. It only costs like $85, and these things cost close to that in the materials to make.
Yeah. I mean, I understand there's a certain niche there of people who
Yeah,
really want a well done finished product
yeah,
are the people
yes,
that want your
yeah,
chair.
yeah.
Yeah. But I hope you keep, doing it. I mean, and
Oh, I do. Yeah, I always will, even if I just keep making them as gifts for people who are close to me. And
right. So what was happening for your career during COVID?
well, it completely shut down. And then the COVID wasn't so bad because we had things like SERB and so on. Like if you work a lot in the industry, you can build up some resilience because we're used to periods of time where we don't work. You have to be ready for, because like I said, it's a gig economy, and very few of us are working right now. Almost no one, in fact, in
Oh,
my
wow.
particular
Yeah.
union. So we're waiting for the Writers Guild to
Oh,
resolve
that's
the
true. Yeah.
negotiations. Yeah, yeah,
That's
and it's frustrating because this is typically our busy period of time.
mhm,
It's great to be outside filming in these kind of beautiful days.
right. Yeah. I hear you have a bit of an accent. Where are you
I
from?
do have a bit of an accent. Yeah, I'm originally from just near Liverpool in northwest England. Uh,
Okay.
I haven't lived there for 35 years.
Oh, yeah.
I traveled around. Yeah, I mean, I joined the army when I was 16.
Mhm.
So I traveled around. I lived in different parts of England and spent 6 years in Germany. And then I moved to British Columbia 17 years ago.
Right.
Um, so
Joining the army at 16, that's pretty young.
yeah, it was, which is crazy when I think back. But there were quite a lot of us joined at that age, and we did 2 years of training.
Okay.
So we all finished sort of grade 10, and then went into the army. We did a combination of sort of military and leadership and technical training for 2 years.
Right. When you were
Yeah.
in Germany, was that with the service?
Yes, it was. Yeah, yeah.
So what did you think about being in Germany? Did you like it?
I really enjoyed Germany. Yeah, I've enjoyed pretty much everywhere I've been on this planet. And Germany it was a really good country. The cities are very well thought out
Mhm.
and organized and so on. The food was good, and yeah, I had a good time there. And where I was actually was very central within Europe, so I could get to the Netherlands quickly. I could get to Belgium. I could get down to sort of the wine-growing regions of Germany, all
Right.
within a relatively short period of time.
That's the nice thing about being in Europe, right? There's so many
Yes.
countries that are close to you.
Yeah, and so easy. You know, you could just go. Sometimes I would go to the Netherlands to my grocery shopping.
No.
And it was like 40 minutes, and because everything was so open, like the markets and so on, and it creates so much more dialogue, I think, between people when there are no barriers.
Right, yeah. I've been to Vienna, and what I
Yeah,
love
oh, yeah,
their transit system, like where they
yeah,
have these, I guess you call it a loop, right? There's the
right,
loop and the
yeah,
outer loop on their transit, and it's like that's so awesome.
yeah,
I love stuff like that. My brother was stationed in, this would be a long time
oh
ago.
yeah,
He's now 91, but he was in Germany
sorry,
for a number of years,
yeah,
as well as many other places, as
nice,
somebody being in the services would know, right?
yeah.
So what brought you originally to Vancouver?
Well, I originally visited on vacation. My uncle used to live here, and I visited him in 1996, and I liked it. And then I visited a couple more times on vacation, and I just came to a point in my life where I decided, okay, well, really have to decide where I'm going to be. It's sort of, coming up time to have children and to build more of a stable base and so on.
Right.
I looked into Vancouver and I found that I would likely qualify, because you never know until you actually apply, but I would likely qualify on the skilled worker program as a permanent resident. And I did. So I thought, okay, well, that's the place then.
Right.
So,
I was just thinking about, do you have a picture of your Adirondack, one of your chairs that you can show by any chance?
yeah, I can. I mean, I can show you with my webcam actually, and it'll,
Yeah.
excuse me while we move.
I want people to see them, I think
Yeah.
it's great. Oh, there we go.
There we go. I'm not quite sure how that looks because I can't see
Just
the
lower
screen
your
very
camera
well.
just down a little bit. I see, yeah, they're nice
There
chairs.
we go.
Yeah. And as you said, oh, I like the way you're set up there with your little fire in the center.
Yeah, little propane fire pit there.
Very nice. That's very good. Are they always staying the same color?
Well, they're made of cedar, and these ones are they're different ages, so
Okay.
they may look a little different. I'm just going to point this down so you can see. So that's why they're kind of a different color, and two of them are actually made out of plywood, which was some stuff that was left over from a show
Right.
that I worked on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. They took the plywood and I made some chairs out of those as well.
I love that. I really do.
Yeah.
I've seen people make things out of pallets, and it's like,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Well, my bar here that the laptop is on now is actually made out of pallets.
Wonderful. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So I hope you get get more sales, get the word out. But,
Oh yeah.
right. I mean, you can't really ship them, I guess, with the cost.
No, you can't. So and they're kind of bulky
Yeah.
when they're made. I mean, you could ship them in kit form, I think, but then then you're relying on someone else to the assembly, and then if there's a problem, I want them to be good. I don't want them to break or on somebody, right?
Yeah. Right. Well, I find it's very interesting. Now,
Yeah.
tell me about having a law degree.
Yeah. Okay. So the law was a subject that always interested me. And I left school at 16, so I didn't really have any formal qualifications. And I came to a point where, in the UK, there's a fantastic organization called the Open University, which is a very well regarded and highly accredited university that offers a full range of academic programs, from simple certificates to all of the academic degrees such as music and English and history and modern languages, and they do a massive number of MBA programs, and they actually have sent spacecraft into space and landed almost. Well, I say almost landed. They had a landing attempt of a probe on Mars that failed. But that shows how incredible they are, and it's all for distance learning. I think it started, I'm going to say, close to 50 years ago, maybe even more than 50 years ago now. And it was all aimed at adults who didn't finish school in the traditional manner, for them to get post-secondary education.
Yeah.
So I decided I was going to do a degree through the Open University. And I looked at, and I'd always been interested in law, and I never like to take the easy option. And I figured, what, that's probably the hardest degree that I could do without any prerequisites for entry with what I have. So I went for it and I did it, and I really enjoyed it. It's a fascinating subject.
Did you ever practice?
No, because I can only practice in the UK, but I did get sufficient grades to practice. So it's interesting though. I still use the skills almost every day. I use them through my union, but it just gave me really strong analytical problem solving skills. And what I didn't anticipate was the communication skills that I would develop. Because of course, the thing with law is you have to be very clear in your communication. So it gave me some really good writing, clear, concise writing skills.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Well, I think we're going to end it there.
Yeah.
Just stay on camera. So if you live anywhere within from the Fraser Valley on into Vancouver, and you're looking for some handmade, well-made Adirondack chairs, Matt William is a person to talk to. He's on Facebook, of course. Right. So you can always reach him there. Or, and hopefully you'll see him on this interview. That would be really cool. Yeah. Right. So thanks everybody for watching, and please share. That's always appreciated. Take care and peace out.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see.